Hi everyone, welcome back to the web development series. This is JDCodebase. Today we learn one of the most important and most confusing part of the CSS, position and Z index. So if you ever struggle with the element node staying where you want, sticky not working, navbar covering the content, or Z index not working even with the big values, then the video is clear everything step by step in a simple and practical way. As always, PPT and source code are available in the description. So let's begin. So in this video, you will be learn what CSS positioning actually is: static, relative, absolute, fixed, sticky, how top, bottom, right, left actually works, Z-index and stacking context, real-world UI like navbar, modals, tooltips, and common problems beginner face. By the end of this video, position will be the feel logically and easy. Now, why positioning matters? Positioning is what control exactly where an element lives on the page. Without positioning, elements just appear like normal boxes, but positioning allows us to build real layout, sticky headers, floating buttons, drop-down menus, pop-up, and banners and overlays. So this topic is super important for modern website. Now CSS give us the 5 positioning values: static, relative, absolute, fixed, and sticky. And we have movement properties: top, bottom, right, left. But remember, these movement properties don't always work. They work only with the specific position type. We will understand that soon. So first one is the static. Static is the default position. Every element is static by default. It stays in normal page flow. You cannot move it using top, left, right, bottom. You usually never write position static because it is already applied. So let's move to VS Code and write the code. Here I already write a basic HTML structure with the two div boxes, box 1, box 2, and already apply some CSS, basic CSS on the box. So you can see, even if I apply to the here the let me apply a small CSS on box 1 and position static, and top is equal to 50 pixel. So if you see here, you can see even if I apply the top 50, nothing happens here because static does not allow shifting. Next is the relative one. Relative is like I'm in normal flow, but I can slightly shift from my original place. So still remains in the normal layout flow, but keeps its original space reserved and can move using the top, left, right, bottom. So let's see in the real example. So if I write here position relative and top is the 30 pixel and left is the 30 pixel, and let's change the background to orange. So if you see here, box 1 moves slightly down and right one, but notice something important: its original space is still reserved here in this part, and so other elements do not take its place. So relative is great for small adjustment and specifically as a parent for absolute element. Next is the absolute. Absolute is powerful but tricky one. It removes the from normal page flow. Other element behave like it does not exist, and it position relative to the nearest position parent. If no parent is position, it position relative to the page, means to the original page. So this is where most beginner get confused. So let me show you. So here I already write a div parent and a div class child. I am absolute, means a parent and a child div. So let me write a small CSS parent, and inside this width is the 300 pixel and height is the 200 pixel and background is the light green, and let's write the some margins 20 pixel, and same for the let's write for child child, and here child has the 100 pixel, and same 100 pixel here, height, and background is red, and position here is the absolute. Position is the absolute, and remove the margin, and top becomes the 20 pixel, and left become the 20 pixel. So if you see here, the child is absolute, but the parent is the position, because I did not write any position here in the parent, and the child I write the position is the absolute. So the child position relative to the page here, not inside this parent container. So if I write here in the parent CSS, just write parent position relative. Now see this magic, see this different. The child stays inside this parent box. This is one of the biggest beginner mistake. Absolute means it depend on the nearest position parent. So most of the time we use parent position relative and child position absolute. Next one is the fixed. Yes. So yes, next one is the fixed. For attach the element to the screen permanently. So it is removed from normal flow, and it does not move when the page scroll. It is always visible. Position related to the viewport means the browser window, and perfect for the navbar, floating chat button, back to top button. So let's see. So here I already write this button chat here having class fixed button. So let's write fix btn, and inside this let's write position fixed, and right 20 pixel, bottom is the 20 pixel, and background is the black, and color is the white, and padding is the 10 pixel, 20 pixel. So if you see here, the no matter how much I scroll, let me write some random content here, paragraph lorem 200 2000. So if you see here, no matter how much I scroll, this button stay attached to the screen at this position. So next is the real navbar problem. Means if you make the navbar fixed here, navbar moves out of the flow because so your page may slide under it. So given padding top or to the page, or use the calc height for in this. Means this is used mainly for the fixed, mainly in the fixed navbar positions. So next is the sticky. Sticky is the hybrid between the relative and fixed. It initially behaves like normal element, but when scrolling reaches certain point, it becomes the fixed and needs scroll space and top value. So let's see practically. So if you see, I have this header class, and I am a sticky header. Let's write header, and inside this position becomes sticky, and top is the 0, and background is the purple, and color is the white. Let's give this some padding, 10 pixel. So then add some content. Now see, when I start the scroll, it scroll normally first, but when it reaches the top 0, it sticks here. If you see here, I am sticky header, stick to the top. So sticky is great for the section title, table headers, inside the scroll bar containers. But if sticky does not work, maybe there is no scroll space, or parent has overflow hidden, or no top value given. So let's compare all the positions: static, relative, absolute, fixed, and sticky. Static is the normal one, flow with the and scroll moves, and relative is the moves but keep the space. Absolute means remove and depend on the parent. And last second is fixed. Fixed stick to the screen, no scroll movement like the chat button or top to button. Last one is the sticky one. Sticky becomes fixed after a scroll point. And next is the Z-index and stacking. Z-index control which element appear on top visually. Higher value above is equal to above. But Z-index work only if element has position like a relative, absolute, fixed or sticky. Now the most confusing part is the stacking context. Think of stacking context like separate layer if a parent has position plus Z-index, or opacity is less than 1, or transform, it creates a new world for its children. So children can only fight inside that world, they cannot overlap something from another world, even if they have higher Z-index. Now some common problems, Z-index not work, maybe no position, and absolute acting weird because the parent node position, sticky not working, no scroll or wrong overflow, and navbar covering the content means fixed removes from flow. So there are some real world use cases. Positioning help us building the navbar, drop down menus, modals, tooltips or banners, floating point, floating buttons, overlays, and mainly modern UI design. Always follow these best practices. Use relative plus absolute together. Don't abuse the huge Z-index value like you write the 999 Z-index. Don't write this, and understand stacking instead of guessing. Test with the scrolling and keep layout simple. So let's summarize. Today we learn full positioning system, static, relative, absolute, fixed, sticky, how layout flow changes, and sticky versus fixed difference, Z-index and stacking context, real UI cases, and common mistakes and fixes. So if you understand this, layout building becomes much easier. And that is for today's session on CSS positioning and Z-index. I hope this video really helped you understand things deeply. If you found this useful, do like, share, and subscribe to JDCodebase. PPT and source code are available in the description. See you in the next video. This is JDCodebase.